Hope you've all had a good week. Been a bit miserable, but never mind. Let's get on and do some crafting. Anyway, I'm doing this card today, and I love this set. It's called Gnome for the Holidays. And they're all really sort of cute. There's a lady one, and then there's two sort of male ones. So this one I saw on Pinterest. I'm sure you can find it. A lady made a top for hers, and it looked really good, so I looked it up, and I've done a template one so that it looks like a mushroom. And all that's done with is a oval die cut, and then you just add these little bits in, and when you colour it in, it looks really good. So I thought I'd give you that's a heads up. And it was a lady called Tina Wardell. So you can go on YouTube and look at that up, or you can go on Pinterest and find it. But we'll make a very simple one today. And it's an A6 card as our usual, and it's going to be the back mat is Balmy Blue, which is 14.3 by 10. And then you've got Snowflake Splendor, and they got this one in there. It looks just like Northern Lights, which is a really nice effect. And that is 13.8 by 9.5. And then you just need scraps of white to make a snow scene. But you need to make it big enough or thick enough to just stamp your sentiment on. And then the other bit I used was put it on there the same, and then just went underneath it, underneath that one there, and it just gave a little bit of a dimension, I suppose. And then you just need a spare piece for your gnome. So shall we get started? With your snow bits, you can actually put Wink of Stella on. I've only just thought of that. I might do that one. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll stamp our sentiment first on here, so it just goes on drying. And it says Holly Jolly Everything. There. And that's really all the stamping you're doing. The rest of it is just colouring in. So I'll put my blue, my Balmy Blue down. I used Memento ink because I'm going to use stamping blends to colour it in, which is alcohol pens really. You colour in any colour you like. But I shall use the same colours as what is in my papers. So I'll do a Highland Heather and Balmy Blue. Like that. And then I'm going to put these two pieces on now. So I'm going to put this one on first. And do it where the rough side is shown, because it makes it look more authentic, I suppose. You need to cut that the same width as your DSP, which is 10 centimeters wide. And then I'm going to put a little bit on this one and just tuck it under. So I'll just tuck that under there. So it hides the line. But it gives the effect that is snow. Like that. Right, you might hear a drill go in a minute because my neighbour's doing something in his garden, I don't know what. And then just cut off the excess white. It should be 9.5. I've done it to 10, but never mind. So there's those bits. And then this can go on. Oh no, before we do that, we'll stamp the tree. So you stamp the tree with a Highland Heather. The nice thing about these trees, you can actually see where you're going to stamp it to. And I like to stamp it just a little bit on the snow. Put that there. Should have put my there we go. And then I'll stamp. I'll put that on. I'll put this on the front of my card. Like that. And then it's just a matter of stamping my gnome. And you just fussy cut it out. But I'm going to show you, excuse me, I'm going to show you a trick that a lady used on Pinterest, which I've used on this one here. And I put a blue, a light blue line around him, and it looks quite good actually. Rather than leave a white gap, I'm going to use leave a blue gap. So I'm going to colour him in first, and I'm going to use what colour is this one? Oh, this is one's like Highland Heather. And that part behind him, behind his beard, is his actual clothing, and you'll miss that if you don't give it a good sort of, if you don't give it a good look. And then for his beard, I'm going to do it a bit blue, a bit light blue, which is light balmy blue. And his moustache, and he has got a little face which is peeking through, and I'm going to use the very light petal pink for his hands and his face and his nose. Make sure I've done that right. That's right. And then I'm going to use a dark blue, which is the dark balmy blue, around the rest of his beard. And then I'm going to do a tiny bit of light just to, and then go back over it with the light balmy blue. I'll do the brush, and then that'll blend all the Highland Heather in, and then I'm going to use the dark Highland Heather for his boots. For his bell, I'm going to give it a blue ribbon around the middle, and then I will use a light grey. And this is, the lightest grey we got is light smoky slate, but I think that's still quite dark. So I'm using the Pro Marker Cool Grey #1. I think that will look better. And then I'm going to do his hat the same colour as the bell. And then I should put highlights of Highland Heather and Balmy Blue on the snowflakes. And I'll use the light ones use the light Balmy Blue and the light Highland Heather. Do that one again. Oh. There we go. And then with the light Balmy Blue, just colour around him. I'm going to do it with the brush because it don't give you a perfect line, which is good. You just want to do like a little, just a little colouring around him, and then you just follow that blue line when you're done. And you can go out as far or as close as you like when you do it that way. Like that. And then you just cut it. Cut round him. So I'll just follow my blue scruffy line. And that way you haven't got to really get into any nooks and crannies. You just follow a line round and it makes it so much quicker. And because he's going against a white background on the snow, it sort of makes him pop. So I thought that was a really good idea. This card this set you can really embellish and make it look like a proper scene, or you can just do things like this where you just put one on a bit of DSP and make it work. So I'm just going to pop him up on some pads. Let's cut that one up a bit, I think. Great for children's cards, Christmas cards, if you want to send one to your like grandchild. And then we're going to just pop him on there. And like I said, I'm going to put a little bit of Wink of Stella around the bit of the snow. And do you know what? That looks quite pretty. It looks quite might just do a little bit on these. And a bit on the tree. You could even put the tree on, stamp it on another piece of white card and then put it on, make it a dimension. And there you have it. Quite pretty, isn't it? Okay, I will see you all next week. Have a good week. Bye.